Hey, I'm back. I said I would do a two-parter. I'm trying to catch up with all the movies that I've been watching. Like I said, I wasn't feeling too good. I didn't go to work today, so I stayed in. As you can see, I look like a hot mess. But you know what? This is real time. This is me. So the next movie that I'm going to talk about is Babygirl. Babygirl was done by A24, and it stars Nicole Kidman and if you look, if I look down, it's because I'm looking at the notes. This new, I believe this is a newcomer. His name is Harris Dickinson. I haven't really seen him in much. And Antonio Banderas. This movie was released December 25th, 2024. I enjoyed it personally. I'm not a big fan of movies like this, but this one was kind of enjoyable. I loved seeing Nicole Kidman in the starring role. She was amazing. The movie was directed by Helena Rain. So the movie, spoilers, if you haven't seen it, it's kind of like, this is just kind of like a premise. But if you haven't seen it, by all means, go check it out. It's no longer in the theaters. You can probably find it on Amazon Prime or Fandango if you want to rent it. This is more for, this is an adult film. Not an adult film as in like a pornographic film, but it's more aimed for adults. So the movie starts off with a woman who is unhappy with her marriage, and then not by the typical means like, oh, he's not providing the right things or whatever. No, she's unsatisfied in the bedroom sexually. So the movie starts off with her in an intimate setting with her husband, and they finish, and she realizes that she is not fully satisfied, so she goes and finishes herself off on her own terms. From that point on, she happens to be the CEO of a major company. And in the major company, there happens to be a group of younger people who are going to be studying under a lot of these CEO, aficionados. So there's this one, when she meets the next class who's going into the building, she kind of links in with this one boy. They kind of like make this eye contact, but you understand that something's going on there mentally and physically, just through their look, through their gaze. So stuff starts to happen where she starts to meet up with him, because she says, oh, I'm not one of those people. I didn't sign up to be a mentor. But he says, well, it does have you on the list, and I do want you to mentor me. So he tries to say, like, okay, if you don't want me, just let me know. I'll find somebody else to mentor me. And she decides, no, I'll take you on. So when they're supposed to meet up for like their plans to what she's going to do or whatever the case, he starts to come off a little too flirty, and he starts to kind of be more dominant when he speaks. And she at first tries to like, no, what are you doing? This is, I'm your boss, and I'm going to be your boss. This is the. But she starts to get intrigued, and she starts to like this this possible domineering type of thing. As time goes by and they start meeting up more and more, things start to get a little more intense. He starts to become the more dominant party, and this becomes more of a like, I say you do type thing. So she starts to enjoy this, being that she's not happy with her marriage. So she starts to allow these things to happen, and she starts to get into an affair. Now everything goes fine, just like in every situation. When you're playing with fire, you think that you're not going to get burned because you're playing smart. And she had the most amazing time. She, to the point where she was actually starting to fall in love with this kid. And from what it sounded like, he was too, but no, he was in it just to win it, So eventually he realizes there's things there that he doesn't like, so he decides to back off and let her go. But she has grown too attached, and she doesn't want to let him go. So she's literally seeking him out. At first he shows up to her house because he wants to like he shows up to deliver something to her house. I forget if that's the case, but I saw this in December. Okay, there's little things that I don't remember 100%. But he shows up to her house for a reason. She sees it, and then she confronts him, and that's what he doesn't like. And he decides to back off and let her go. But she decides, no, I want this in my life. I want to continue this. And he starts to tell her, okay, if we're gonna do this, then I need your consent, and I need to there's things that I'm gonna do that you're gonna agree by, and all this other stuff. Kind of like in the movie 50 Shades of Grey. This is why I don't like these type of movies, because like 50 Shades of Grey was pure trash. But for a good minute, all these women around the world couldn't stop watching 50 Shades of Grey 1, 2, and 3 because of the whole dominatrix guy taking control over women and whatever that stuff. I thought those movies were trash. But for some odd reason, I really enjoyed this movie. It's done by A24. That's pretty much the premise of the movie. I don't want to get into more specifics, but the movie turned out to be a really good film. I enjoyed it. I guess I got into it. I guess that's why I enjoyed it. I didn't like the whole dominatrix thing from 50 Shades of Grey, but this was not that domineering. I guess in some cases it is, and that aspect I really didn't enjoy. But Nicole Kidman was nominated for, I believe it was a Golden Globe for this role, and unfortunately she did not win. But I think it was Demi Moore who actually took the Golden Globe. But the movie was really good for me. From 1 to 10, I give it, again, an 8.5. Certain things like the whole domineering thing, and I'm not a fan. I personally am not a fan. I don't like that whole playing your partner out, or if you're unsatisfied by certain things. I don't like those stories because they kind of put ideas in people's heads. But all in all, it was a good story. I enjoyed the way it played out. But I guess it sounds like I'm kind of like a what's that called? Going back and forth on what I'm saying. But no, in real life, I wouldn't like people watching these things because it gives people ideas. If they're not happy, why not go seek another person to make me happy? And that's not right at all. If you're gonna think about cheating, especially in a wife, in a husband, in a marriage, get a divorce and then leave. It's not about having your cake and eat it too. But as entertainment, as a purpose for entertainment and all that stuff, I kind of enjoyed the story. It was a really intriguing story. And I couldn't stop talking about it. And the movie, I think, is still out in the theaters. I think there might be like one showing or whatever, or maybe that was because it was nominated. I don't know. But yes, this has been Dave D. Saint coming from my room here for Dave's Movie Dailies, and I'll come back to you guys tomorrow with another 2 movies. Have a good one. Bye.